Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we are diving into Open Great League with a lot of action by Galarian Stunfisk upon the lead, at the back the Shadow Drapion, the usual code that I enjoy to use, while Froslass will be this time as our main closer. Froslass is gonna be able to apply a lot of pressure in the meta with its charge attacks, while it is kinda afraid of that Bastiodon, but to be honest, if you can play this team correctly, drawing out the Bastiodon with your Shadow Drapion, which we're gonna see on the entire video, you're gonna see that finishing it off with your Stunfisk will leave a lot of room aside for your Froslass in order to sweep the entire team. At this point, I want to charge a lot of energy on my Stunfisk, bank that energy for the end game or the mid game. It really depends on what they have at the back, and to be honest, Shadow Drapion here is just gonna do a lot of solid work with that crunch. Unfortunately though, they're gonna reach the final move, it is gonna be just a bubble beam, doesn't matter, and we can farm down right after. With a debuff in attack, I'm pretty sure that those Aqua Tails are not gonna do a lot of damage, but as it seems they still need to fire off a move if they want to finish us off. We're resisting those poison stings in return, which means that they're getting super low, kinda scary of my moves. Gonna get immediately in there with my Stunfisk, and let's press now the Rock Slide. They are not gonna block, so down they go. At the back they have the Sableye, but we got now the Earthquake for big damage on that Sable. And of course now Froslass will be on the optimal position to finish them off. They have a Sableye which is a counter to my Froslass, but with that shield advantage and of course the HP difference, my Powder's Nose will eventually do the work, so that's why they top left this battle. Pelipper in the next one, and oh boy, I remember this one. This is absolutely amazing, perhaps one of the best battles that I have had this season all along. They're gonna switch out to the Registeel, so we had a bad lead, a bad switch as we can see here, and now all we can do is to go ahead and spam those crunches. They are gonna take the first one and eventually the second, but they are getting now the defense drop, and I think that I have to block because I can definitely outspeed to the next moves, and I will try to go ahead and of course pressure for some shields as well. Let's get now the crunch. They are gonna take it, which is not that great for me. I have the shield disadvantage, and perhaps my Froslass will be on a bad position if they have a second steel type at the back. Let's get now to the crunch to finish them off, and they happen to have the Stunfisk. Look at that trainers, we can wonderfully get there to the Avalanche, but of course the Rock Slides can always do a lot of damage to my Froslass. I know that I eventually have to take one Rock Slide, so I decide to take the very early one because then it might be a brain game against that Earthquake. I don't know if Earthquake is the more efficient move damage wise, but still I do not want to risk it here, and now I'm gonna go for that next Avalanche to try and finish off their last shield before that Stunfisk goes, but they still can farm me down. This is not looking that great, but Shadow Drapion goes in, able to catch the Earthquake, and now we have the massive advantage up against them, and we can win the CMP here with a 0 attack. That was crazy, and of course our Stunfisk will emerge victorious. Bad lead, horrible switch, and of course we still won the battle because of proper rotation and catching the moves, while CMP was the key over here. This Alolan Ninetales on its Shadow form is pretty troublesome even for my Steel type Pokemon. However, they have Charm and they want to stay in, and to be honest, I'm really glad with that because now we can even catch one move on the Froslass, looking pretty solid. It seems like they're kinda afraid of my Stunfisk, and as it seems they have a Bastion at the back. Most probably I should have gone in there with my Drapion, but I just want to catch at least one Weather Ball, which is just fine, and now this Bastiodon will be able to pressure a lot with those flamethrowers. Just gonna block the move here. And I'm gonna go with the amazing Overfarm, while the Earthquake will most likely seal the deal up against the wall face. Down they go. At the back though they have a Chestnut, which is not that great. We do not have any super effective moves against that Pokemon, and of course against Galarian Stunfisk they resist pretty much anything we can throw. However, they are kinda fragile, and I'm just gonna take advantage of that, going for that Aqua Tail, but I'm seeing that they can absolutely take it, so the crunch is next, and they're gonna take it as well, thinking that we go for the Aqua Tail, but we're not, so we're just gonna keep going for the farm down, and that's gonna be a magnificent win for our team. Venusaur now up against our Stunfisk, and of course the Frenzy Plant is gonna connect for big damage. Venusaur, I believe, can win this battle even after getting an Earthquake, so that is pretty horrible for me. So I decide to try and catch a move on my Shadow Drapion. This is not gonna work towards my advantage. They decide to switch out, and of course they have a Frenzy Plant for sure ready to go for the end game. I'm just gonna go now for that Aqua Tail against that Bastiodon, and that's why I like Shadow Drapion. Not only it can draw out that Bastiodon of your opponent for this line, but also it can pressure it a lot at the point that they have to throw, or you can just finish them off with those Aqua Tails and draw some shields out of the way. Look at how easy it is to get there, only 4 of those Poison Stings to reach to the Aqua Tail, and eventually they are gonna take the move. I will try to go for the bait for a potential Sludge Bomb. I was not expecting a shield because I have already revealed my Aqua Tail, and obviously I would have something like a Crunch as my second move, but it doesn't matter, we still took the shield, and that was looking amazing at that moment. I'm pretty sure here that this Weather Ball can be taken, even if they reach to a Dazzle Gleam. I don't care at all. I know that I need the shield for that Frenzy Plant since Venusaur was at the back, and of course now we can eventually finish them off, so they top left the battle once again. Walrein in the next one, and we're having a lot of action by my Galarian Stunfisk because as it seems they want to stay in the battle here, and of course I'm gonna take advantage of that, thinking that they are gonna go for an Icicle Spear bait here because they are Shadow, and look at how much damage they can do. They can eventually finish me off with just another Icicle Spear, so that was kinda safe for them to reach there, even though an Earthquake, I'm not sure if that was gonna connect for lethal damage. Anyways, so Shadow Drapion now can go in, and before they reach to the next move, I know I can finish them off with the Aqua Tail, so we can draw that final shield already so early in the battle. So it's all up to the Froslass, to be honest, and I'm just gonna take the second move because I know this cannot be an Earthquake. So we got one shield and the Frost against them, and of course at the back there is gonna be the Sableye. Shadow Ball here is gonna connect for big damage on the Sable, but of course they can still survive. What I want to do though is to try and completely farm down after blocking once, and now my Avalanche will connect for big damage on the Noct. However, this is not gonna be lethal, they can still survive. Noctowl is pretty amazing, but they cannot farm down completely, so at the last second I Matter, and that is gonna secure my victory against the Noctowl. Whimsicott in the next one, not the best but still not the worst because they have nothing to throw at us that is gonna hurt us a lot. However, the Rock Slides are also gonna be taken pretty easily by the Whimsicott. Look though how much damage those Grass Knots are gonna do, even more than our Rock Slides, which is crazy. And yeah, Whimsicott definitely one of the winners for this season's move updates, one of the few to say at least. Anyways, we're having now on the mid matchup the Froslass, we got the Drapion, and we're already looking pretty strong here with a simple Crunch able to completely destroy down the Froslass, so that's looking pretty wonderful for us. At the back they have a Galarian Stunfisk of their own, and now the Aqua Tail is gonna do a lot of work up against that Pokemon. And if you're thinking Ganeto, they can absolutely farm you down, well they can, however they're gonna go here for that CMP, and to be honest, if they wanted to farm down they had to spend that final shield eventually, because Aqua Tail is super spammy from my Shadow Drapion. So at the back now they return with their leader, and of course my Poké Trap here can absolutely tank one move or not, okay, but still we got the shield and the Dream against that Whimsicott trying to flex now, and it's gonna be just a Grass Knot, so we're just gonna take this victory. Once I got one shot down by Whimsicott with my Venusaur having a lot of energy, having two shields while they went for a Hurricane, so this Pokemon is definitely a nice wildcard for the meta. So in the next one we're having the Medicham here against our Drapion, and you know what, I'm just gonna take every single move they are gonna throw because I'm pretty sure we can still go ahead and pressure a lot with my moves. I make the mistake here going for the Aqua Tail, however my opponent shields anyways, and because of that mistake I'm pretty sure I can tank the next move, whatever they throw, then go in with my Froslass, and I'd rather shield my Froslass than my Drapion, so that's why I did that. And now we can get out of here with a lot of energy stored up, while they might not have another solid counter to my Galarian Stunfisk. So let's reach now to my Shadow Ball for big damage on that Sableye. However, they can still survive, hold on to those HP points, and now we're just gonna go ahead on that Poké Trap with our own Poké Trap. So yeah, this is a trap. Let's get to the Earthquake. However, I'm just gonna call the bait here because I really think this is gonna be just a Rock Slide, and it is. Let's get now to the Earthquake for big damage in return, so they have to block. What I need to take care of though is this Stunfisk. However, I'm gonna take another call on the bait, but this time I'm not gonna be correct. So we have to reach now to the Avalanche, try to do as much damage as possible to that poor Stunfisk, but at this point they are super low that we can easily farm down, and we're gonna end this video with a loss because of how crazily good that Sableye is. So we're looking at a pretty strong line. I recommend to you trainers. That is gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Just be sure to leave a huge like and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, if you are new around here, and I will see you all into the next one. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.